I want to do this last segment because I think this goes with what we were just talking about not being bamboozled. Obviously, there is a historic fight for a union in Bessemer, Alabama, a union of Amazon workers, what has really captured like the hearts and hopes of so many of us on the left, because it would be absolutely huge. It could really shift a lot of dynamics. I mean, the dangerous and difficult part of the world that we're living in right now is this increased monopolization. That there are a few platforms that have immense power in the society, but that also gives us an opportunity because there are more choke points that we can target. And having a union representation in Amazon could really be fruitful for labor organizing and for working class politics around the globe.
Could have a
So we've been
domino
covering
effect.
this. Yeah, no, absolutely. I think if this works, this could definitely be replicated around the country, and no excuses about it not being possible in a right to work state, right? But there was something that happened over the weekend, and I just wanted to address it because it was very frustrating to see. There were these viral tweets calling for a Amazon boycott, right? And it was a picture of Bezos's face saying, "Don't cross the picket line," and telling everybody to boycott Amazon for this week. And it gained immense traction, right? And I don't want to like browbeat anybody on this, because it gained traction because so many people in this country are wanting to support the workers in Bessemer, right? That is the correct response, to say that, like, I want to be able to show solidarity and support. A lot of people don't know how to support, right? So you see something like this, okay, don't shop on Amazon during this week, and it seems like something very easy to do. So a lot of people share this. But here's the thing: the union did not call for this boycott, right? And also, they're not on strike, so there's no picket line to cross, right? They're trying to be recognized as a union. And look, I get it. Like, as I was saying, like, we all want to help, and there's a lot of info being shot at us all the time, right? But what was particularly frustrating about this was when the call came out from the union for people to stop sharing this meme and to stop saying that this is something, this is the tactic that they are asking for. People got really indignant toward the union, and started to get mad at folks who were saying, "Oh, actually, the union didn't call for this," because people were saying like, "Oh, well, are you saying that I should, continue to shop at Amazon, blah, blah, blah." You need to check yourself right now if that's your reaction to people saying that the union is not calling for this. The people who are organizing the union in Bessemer have a lot of strategy discussions about the best way to win a union in this facility. And they sure as hell are aware of concepts like a boycott, right? They made the decision not to do it. And I'll give you some insight as to why. They are trying to convince workers at this facility to trust them with their livelihood. While that is happening, Amazon is just beaming in misinformation to all of these folks. And they are telling them that if there is a union in Bessemer, Alabama, that they will lose their jobs because Amazon will not be able to be a profitable company, and they'll have to cut production, which means cutting workers, right? That's a threat. It's a lie, but that's what they are being told. And this is what the union is trying to, convince people that they actually have, a better avenue for them to take, right? So if you were to boycott this facility and they were to see this massive slowdown, that only feeds into Amazon's argument. There's another aspect of this as well. A big part of us all going out and showing our solidarity with these workers is to show them that we have their back. Does it seem like we have their back if they say, "Hey, we didn't call for y'all to do this, and you just want to do it anyway"? Does it seem like they haven't organized a national, national organization that they can make calls to get people to support them or do things when they actually do need us to do stuff? If everybody is just doing, these kind of like anarchic actions without any kind of real basis in the union drive, right? This was something that people were in the, who are organizing, were saying, please don't do this, not only because they didn't call for it, but because it actually was undermining a lot of the actions that they are trying to do. Again, I'm not saying this to condemn anybody who was like sharing these memes, because you see it and you say, okay, this is an easy way to support the union. I'm not making any kind of moral, judgment there. I'm saying, okay, one, next time you see something like that, it's just a lesson. It's like next time you see something like that, maybe see if this is being called for by the union or by a credible organization, instead of what it was just some person who had Photoshop and came up with their own concept of how to help the workers. Again, I understand that this came from like a genuine place of wanting to help, but one, you have to understand that these things are very fragile, right? And we have to understand that we are all a part of this movement in our own way, right? And understand that we can do something even with the best of intentions that can hurt our cause. And also understand that that if you get challenged on something like this by the union, don't make a big stink and attack them, because you know what they had to do over the weekend in one of the most important few weeks of this election. They had to get together and talk about how to deal with this campaign, and they had to put out a statement, right? While they're in the middle of like doing this organization work, they actually had to put out this fire, right? Again, I'm not, you whatever, like, everybody, like I had friends who were sharing it, and I let them know, I wasn't mad at them. I don't think they're a bad person or anything like that. I'm just saying, hey, this is a chance for us to sort of learn a lesson, because we also haven't had to do a lot of this work in this country because unionization rates are so low. Like, we're learning how to be good supporters of this. And I get that. I'm just saying this is an opportunity to learn that lesson. And again, if you get called out for this, don't raise a big stink and attack the goddamn union because you don't understand their tactical decisions.
Yeah, we have to use the opportunity to get educated, because this will 100%. Amazon probably has a dozen people right now writing up this case study and how they can reproduce it in the future, right? Like, because this worked better than anything they've probably been tried themselves to like f up the like you said, like just waste the time of actual organizers.
Yeah.